Okay, so today we're going to talk about the absolutely incredible journey of the Grassfield Grizzlies boys volleyball team. This is a story that has it all: total dominance, one single crushing defeat, and then one of the most dramatic comebacks you'll ever see in high school sports. Let's dive right in.
To really get how monumental this season was, you only need to hear these 5 words. They were spoken right after the final game. This wasn't just another win, not by a long shot. This was a team literally carving its name into the school's history books for the very first time.
And that's really the heart of the story today. We're going to see how this team's most painful moment, well, it became the exact fuel they needed to reach their ultimate goal. It's just a classic story of resilience.
So, who were these Grizzlies? Before we get to all the postseason drama, we've got to understand just how powerful this team was all year. Seriously, they didn't just win, they dominated.
Just take a look at their record. 21 wins and 7 losses overall, that's impressive. But a 12-1 record in their region, that is absolutely next level. They were, without a doubt, the team everyone was trying to beat.
Look, a record like that doesn't just happen by accident, right? It was built on the shoulders of some key players who were putting up just staggering numbers all season long. So, let's meet the engine that made this Grizzlies machine run.
First up, let's talk about the team's main offensive weapon, senior Andrew Burke. He racked up an incredible 433 kills. Think about that. That's 433 times he's single-handedly ended a point for his team. So yeah, it's really no surprise he was named Player of the Year.
But of course, you can't get a kill without a perfect setup, and that's where junior Caden Augustin comes in. He was the team's playmaker. He delivered a massive 866 assists, basically orchestrating the entire offense and setting his teammates up for success again and again and again.
And get this, Augustine wasn't just a setter. He also led the team with 53 serving aces. So he was proving he could totally control the game from the setup and from the service line. What a player.
Of course, every great offense needs a rock-solid defense behind it. For the Grizzlies, that was junior Owen Griffiths. With 390 digs, he was the absolute backbone of this team, just keeping the ball alive and completely frustrating opponents.
Okay, so you've got this dominant team, right? Star players firing on all cylinders. They look totally unstoppable. But you know how it is. Every great story needs a conflict. And for the Grizzlies, it arrived at the absolute worst possible moment. The date was November 11th. After that incredible 12-1 run, the Grizzlies found themselves in the Class 6 Region A championship. This was supposed to be it, the coronation of their regional dominance. Except it wasn't. They lost. And they didn't just lose, they were beaten, decisively, 3-1 by their rival Cosby. Now, for a team that had known pretty much nothing but victory all season, losing the championship on their home court, that was a brutal reality check. That kind of gut-wrenching defeat could have shattered their entire season. But here's the thing. For the Grizzlies, that loss, it became the beginning of their real test. It wasn't the end. No, it was fuel. They were reforged by that failure, and they qualified for the state tournament with a second chance. A chance not just to win, but to prove who they really were. And man, did they fight for it. They scraped by Oakton in a super tight 3-2 match, and then they took down Woodson 3-1. With each win, they just battled their way back, clawing their way to a spot in the biggest game of all, the state championship final.
And who do you think was waiting for them? You couldn't write a better script. It was Cosby, the very same team that had handed them that heartbreaking loss in the regional final just 11 days earlier. The stage was set for the ultimate redemption story.
So what happened in the final? It was a complete, total, psychological, and strategic turnaround. This wasn't just a win. This was a statement. Grassfield didn't just beat Cosby. They swept them, 3-0. They completely flipped the script and left absolutely no doubt in anyone's mind who the best team in the state was.
Look, winning a state title is one thing. That's huge. But what this team accomplished, it meant so much more than just a single victory. They cemented a legacy, not just for themselves, but for their entire school.
And this is why it was so historic. This wasn't just going to be another banner hanging in the gym. This was the first one. Ever. No boys volleyball team from Grassfield High had ever reached the top of that mountain. Until this team.
I think the head coach really said it best when he was talking about his seniors, the ones who had been with him for all 4 years. This quote just perfectly captures that whole journey, from these underestimated freshmen to undisputed state champions.
It's just such a powerful testament to their growth and their dedication.
So, as we wrap up this incredible story, it really leaves us with a fascinating question, doesn't it? For the Grizzlies, it was this perfect mix of talent, hard work, and that burning desire for redemption that was born from that one humbling defeat. It just goes to show you, sometimes the toughest losses are the very things that forge true champions.